Okay, so what we're going to do today is begin writing. We're going to start in your Google Slides. So go click the waffle from your Google search page. Click the 9 dots. That will take you into your Slides or Google Drive, whichever one you need to open, and go to your Classroom digital notebook for this class. Once you've gotten there, you're going to be working today in the writing section. So you should have a blank slide already there. If not, you'll want to add one by clicking the drop down in the writing section and choosing the one that is title and body. Okay, so our title is the writing process and the body is the steps of the writing process. We're only going to go over 2 of them today. So I want you to think about what happens when a teacher gives you a writing assignment. They pass out the assignment. Let's say I want you to write an essay explaining why it's important for all students to be in dress code at Sam Houston High School every day. What is the first thing that you should do? If you think it's fair that the teacher expects you to just pick up your pencil and immediately write a great answer, I don't even think you think that. So the first thing you have to do before you start writing is just make notes. Think about some things. And what I want to see you do is plan. You'll hear it called planning. You might hear this called pre-writing because you're doing these things before you write. You probably have heard teachers call it brainstorming. Okay, all of those are the same things. And so yes, on your notes, you're going to put that for your number 1, planning, pre-writing, or brainstorming. Hit enter and tab to get that little A right there. Enter is on the right side, tab is on the far left. And then what I want you to put here is the types of brainstormings that I would like you to try to use. We can think of a Venn diagram, which are those 2 interlocking circles. You might do a list. You might do a bubble map. You might do any graphic organizer or picture that with no complete sentences. Okay, you'll have plenty of time to figure out what to capitalize, where to put a comma, does a period go here later on when you're writing, when you're in the drafting and revising part of the writing process. But for now, I just want you, when you're doing your brainstorming, I just want you to start thinking of some ideas and writing them down. And so if you had to do that essay on why should students be in dress code at Sam, you might just start thinking of some things that are the dress code. Hoodies, dash, safety, right? Because we can't see your face in the cameras if your face is covered up. No bare stomachs. That's the idea, right? Prepare for job. That's what we want you to get into the habit of doing. And so, yeah, like I said, you don't need to, you can just slap down your ideas. It does not have to be all perfect.
Hello, man.
Okay, so make sure your cursor is at the end of this line. We're going to hit enter 2 times to get that number 2. And we're going to the next step, which is drafting. Again, hit enter and tab. And I want you, when you think of drafting, now you actually start writing your essay. But I want you to plan to write the essay at least 2 times. The first one is called the rough draft. And that is where we're going to finish this assignment. We will get into revising, editing, and publishing later on. But for now, this is all we need. And so make sure that this slide is in the writing section of your digital notebook. So now that we know how to plan and the idea around drafting, I want us to start looking at our essay for the day, which is in Canvas right now, right here in the middle. It says, in a 2 or 3 paragraph essay, describe the characterization of Beowulf and how his story connects to other epic heroes and the hero's journey. Think of it this way. Maybe this will help. Paragraph 1 should be the archetypal hero characteristics that Beowulf possesses. Not all of them, right? There are, I'm guessing, well, let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total. We do not need a whole paragraph about all 9 of these. I want you to write a paragraph that is maybe 6 or 7 sentences, maybe 5 sentences, that talks about the traits that Beowulf possesses. For example, atonement with his father. Beowulf does not have any issues with his father. This one doesn't apply to him. He doesn't have to avenge some wrongdoing or death by his father. He doesn't have to take the place of his father's as ruler or anything like that. There's just not much mentioning his father. And so this one doesn't apply. He does prove himself on a quest. And so that we could talk about that. Also make sure to put that he has some unusual circumstances of his birth because he is born into royalty. So one of the things that you'll do as you get ready to prepare that paragraph, after you watch the video though, you're going to go down and you're going to go down each one of these so that you have a little bit of a refresher as to what does this mean. So unusual birth, often born in danger or born into royalty. And that is the case with Beowulf. Remember, his uncle is King Hygelac, who is the king of the Gates. And so this does apply to Beowulf. So we'll have one paragraph that we will use these archetypal hero characteristics from these blue slides. Alrighty. And then your second paragraph is going to be Beowulf's hero's journey. So you're going to need a piece of paper for this. And on the back, you're going to copy down these steps to the hero's journey. Just the title, right? So you're going to write down number 1, call to adventure. Skip a line so that you have space. And then number 2, assistance. 3, departure. You're only going through number 8. Okay, so you go treasure. Number 7, treasure, skip a line. Number 8, result, skip a line. And then you'll have at least half the page left to go. So on that the bottom half of the page, I want you to then make some notes, leave some space so that you can make a note. I'm going to make it here on this doc, but you're not going to make yours on a doc. You're doing yours on the paper, okay? So you're going to put right in the middle of that, the bottom half of your lined notebook paper, archetypal, TYP, hero traits. All right, so I'm trying to think of what does Beowulf have that I know from my steps of the hero's journey, okay? So you're going to copy. Oh, no. Sorry. You're going to list the ones from this one. There's where it is. You've already copied those names. So I'm going to write unusual birth. Meaning born into a royal family. I'm going to put, let's see, would I put that he leaves his family and lives with others? No. He doesn't grow up the way that Simba grew up with Timon and Pumbaa, the way that Luke Skywalker is raised by his aunt and uncle. We don't hear any of that for Beowulf. And so that one doesn't apply to him either. So we're not going to bother with that one, okay? So only using the ones that apply to him, you're going to finish that list. And then this will be your paragraph 1. So you'll have to organize it a little bit better. But right now, this back of your, this piece of paper is just your brainstorm. Alrighty? So go ahead and watch the video that is linked in Canvas and make your notes as you go to complete what were his steps. Remember, you're only going to go to number 8 and you'll figure that out. You'll figure out why by the end of it. Oh, one more thing. Paragraph 3 is optional, right? The prompt says 2 or 3 paragraphs, so this one could get you some extra points. How does Beowulf connect to, it says other epic heroes? I want specifically your hero. So on your Google Slides, mine would be the Black Panther. What does Beowulf have in common with the Black Panther? I'm talking about the steps of the hero's journey. What similarities do you see in their journeys, okay? Or their archetypal traits. That would work just fine also.